Yo, what is up guys? So we're going to be taking a look at a few new cards. We got World Legacy support, there's also Subterror support, which I was actually really surprised about, and also a new card called Sunburn the Sweltering Solar Calamity. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out some of these cards. So first off, we have the World Legacy World Arc, which is a level 7, 2500 attack, 500 defense points, dark effect monster. And anyways, it says you can only use the first and third effects of this card's name once per turn. So the first effect is, if a link monster you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one of those link monsters and special summon that monster. Not bad. Second effect says, if this card can be treated as 2 tributes for a tribute summon. The third effect says, if your opponent special summons a monster from the extra while this normal summon / set card is in the monster zone, you can send one monster from your deck to the graveyard. Well, that's actually a really good effect. But it does have to be from the extra deck. I don't know. I really like this other effect where any link monster is destroyed, you can send it from your hand to the graveyard, target one of those link monsters and bring it back. That's actually pretty big for any deck that relies off of just like one boss monsters. The Orphagils are probably one of the ones I would consider like mainly one of those, but those are like immune anyways. But nonetheless, it's there as potentially like another way to like bring back some of the cards. Let me know guys what you think of the World Arc. I think it's got some potential, but in the game right now, I don't know. I just feel like there's not many of those boss monster decks, and it does have to be destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, which a lot of people nowadays is just banish, bounce back. There's a lot of other things, but anyways, let's check out the new Subterror card called Subterror Succession, which is a normal trap card. I'm wondering if this deck is actually going to be good or not. So anyways, normal trap card that says you can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn. The first effect says activate one of these effects. Also, after that, set this card face down instead of sending it to the graveyard, because they're all about flip effects. So okay, you get to reset the card. So you get to activate one of these effects. So you get to send one monster either face up that you control or in your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, add one flip monster with the same attribute but a different name than the card from your deck to your hand. It's actually really decent. It does have to be a flip monster, but at the end of the day, that obviously is supposed to support flips, but dude, you could just run it in Lightsworn and just be like, oh, add Raikou, right? Because there could be a lot of dead cards in your hand anyways. Also, you could technically, like, if you're playing heroes, there's not that many, like, good flip effect monsters just in the game technically, but we still have an Addition of Faith, which could add back some of the hero cards, so that's also another option. But we also have this other effect where you get to send one flip monster either face up that you control or in your hand to the graveyard. If you do, add one monster with the same attribute but a lower original level than the set monster from your deck to your hand. So that obviously works quite well with Subterrors, but it is generic flip monster support. The crawlers could definitely make great use of this as well. But let me know guys what you think of this card. Does it make any flip effect decks good at all? I mean, even looking at something like Morphing Jar, that would be something that people might consider because there's a lot of dead cards that you can have in that deck, and you need Morphing Jar so bad. That can definitely help out the Empty Jar builds. I recently did a video on it, but again, I don't think the Empty Jar is really viable in 2018. There's so many decks that will just bounce back the card, do something. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gotten to a different game state, and I don't think you can really wait and flip cards. You'd have to just activate some stuff and try to hope for an FTK, but for the most part, I mean, it is generic flip support, though. But yeah. Next up, we have Sunburn the Sweltering Solar Calamity, which is a new card that is a level 8, 2600 attack, 200 defense points, fire. Let's go and check this card out as well. So anyways, yeah, Sunburn the Sweltering Solar Calamity. It says you can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. If a face-up fire monster you control is destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you could choose from your graveyard one of those fire monsters would destroy it and inflict damage to your opponent equals to half its attack. Oh my gosh, this card would have had so much more potential if it just said, literally you could OTK people so easy in like any Garunix variant where you get a special summon that pops the board, right? If you were to lose any monster with that, and if the effect was that if a fire monster you control is destroyed by a card effect, see, that's the key here, is your own card effects. It has to be destroyed by your opponents. However, maybe, or if it got some other bonus effect when it was destroyed. Yes, burning your opponent for some damage could be good, but the problem that I have with this, it's not just any fire monster. It says one of those fire monsters, so it would have to be a monster that would be destroyed anyways by battle or by your opponent's card effect. However, it does prevent you from getting OTK'd in some sense. And I say some sense because majority of the time what happens with Garunix, because I played that deck, I actually had like 3 copies of that structure deck at the time that deck was like a thing. But people would just bounce back your Garunix. So at that point, again, it has to be one of those monsters. There's just too many conjunctional like effects. It has to be one that has to be destroyed battle. And does that have to go to the graveyard? And well, you have to select one of those, so it technically has to hit the graveyard because you have to choose one of those monsters that was destroyed. So it can't just be any fire monster, which makes this card even worse. But it does have 2600 attack, so potentially next turn you can follow up. And I'm actually kind of curious, what is the strongest attack fire monster? I actually don't know off the top of my head. I'm sure that there's probably something. Oh, we'll talk about Noble Knights very soon, guys. I gotta make a rant video on this, so let me go ahead and just get this out of the way. But important thing is, what fire monster has the most attack in the game? If we can find maybe, there are obscure monsters. As far as I'm aware of, there's one monster in the game that, Chaos, Phantom. It is dark, unless you can like change the attack. This card gains attack, so it doesn't actually have the attack in the graveyard, so that wouldn't actually work anyways. I'm trying to think of ways where we could just be like, oh, you destroyed this card, okay, burn you for 10,000, you lose. So let me go ahead and go check out fires, because I'm actually kind of curious on the targets here. So, unfortunately, I don't think you can, is there a 6,000? There's no 6,000. There's got to be one with 4,000. Really? There's no 4,000 fire monster? Okay, there's 3,000 fire. There's got to be some like Red Nova. Yeah, I know that there was some. But what is the highest attack? I want to say maybe 3.5k is the most. And at that point, it actually does half of it. So, I don't know. That's just not something I would say is insane. But being able to just special in level 8 wouldn't be too bad, right? Now, the last thing I want to mention, guys, this is just like a picture here. It's just trying to confirm certain things. It's basically the source of this. This is newer information because New York just had its Comic-Con recently. But it's talking about some reprints. We got Toon Summon Skull, Gravekeeper's Priestess, Dark Magician Red Eyes, Amazona's Swordswoman. I figured it was just like whatever news. It wasn't too big. I mean, are any of these expensive cards? No. But some of these cards, over the course of times, they start going up in price. Certain ones, if they don't get a reprint. There's also a new Gravekeeper support coming out. Will you be playing Priestess in it? I don't really know, dude. I think Gravekeeper's resident sleeper deck. But anyways, let me know what your thoughts are on any of these cards. If you guys got any cool combos or cool deck ideas, let me know. Send in the replay file if you'd like to AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh cards when they get announced. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.